Hi guys, it's Ari here. I know it's a little bit of a change since the last video I've posted, which has been almost 3 weeks to a month ago. There's been a lot that has changed in those short few months between starting on hormones and estrogen, and also changing my name. And a lot of people are probably like, oh my gosh, the hormones had something to do with that, but that's not the case. It has been an amazing past few weeks. There's been a lot that's happened within that time frame, and I just wanted to bring all of my viewers up to speed and touch base with everybody. First and foremost, from being on hormones and estrogen for almost a month now, I can safely say that I have experienced a couple of minor changes. It's nothing crazy, and I just want to remind you guys that hormones have different effects on everybody. So if you're just getting ready to start on hormones and you hear this story or you hear the effects that I'm having, don't necessarily associate yourself and believe that you're going to have the same effects within the same amount of time, because that doesn't happen. Everybody's body goes through a stage of puberty at a different rate, so it's really important to get that out of the air now and just make sure that everything is down packed with that. Um, since having been on hormones, have noticed a couple of minor changes, as I've said. The first thing would have to be the rate in which I process information now, I act upon it, and how I truly feel about things. I don't want to say that I am an extremely emotional person. I've always been fairly emotional. I would say that over the course of probably the last week, I have really started noticing some minor mood changes as far as feeling more irritable about certain things, whereas before I would have been a little bit more laid back. I'm also noticing myself starting to tear up a lot more whenever I hear of something that's sad. For instance, this morning when I was driving, I heard on the radio that there was an abduction, and for some reason I just started tearing up and had tears streaming down my face. So it's one of those things that is a gradual process, and as hormones and estrogen therapy clearly states, it can take up to a full 2 years for you to reap the full effects, but you do start having minimal effects up until that full 2 years. I've also noticed some more lumpiness in the breast region. So my breasts are starting to gain more mass and fill out a little bit more versus just being there and being fairly flat. It appears that the nipple is starting to almost recreate itself, in the sense that it's a little bit more enlarged, it's a little bit protruding more. But I really am surprised, because I thought I would have a lot more movement down there as far as like tenderness and whatnot, and I really have not had any tenderness, thankfully. Granted, I do typically wear either a push-up bra or just a normal bra from Victoria's Secret, so that could have something to do with it as well. And it might be one of those things that's just taking a little bit of time to work on me, per se. So that's been the most exciting change from the hormone that I can safely say that I've had so far. Outside of that, I have decided to change my name and go from Brett to Ari, and that will be spelled Airi. And here soon enough, whenever the official change comes across and I actually receive the name change certification and confirmation of everything, I'll definitely be starting a new Facebook account, a new Instagram account, and a new Snapchat account, so all of my viewers can follow me. So I'm really excited about that. So stay tuned for that. That will probably be a little bit of a process. I have started piecing in hair more. As you can see, it's just all coming together. I'm definitely doing my eyeshadow differently, my makeup as a whole. So you know for those of us transgender women that are just a little bit self-conscious of our overall appearance and our look, that I can honestly say that since coming out and finally starting to dress like how I feel, be who I am, and even with some of the hormone and the estrogen, whereas it may not really be having a full effect on me yet, but from a personal standpoint, I know that since I'm taking it, I definitely feel more like a woman. I feel better. My mind is a lot more forward thinking versus setback thinking, where it's so easy to lose hope sometimes and just feel like you're just colliding and you're not really getting anywhere as a transgender woman, because you look at other women and you think, okay, well, they don't have to put up with the struggle that I have to go to, such as maintaining a weave now, doing your makeup a certain way that really makes you appear more feminine, stuffing a bra until going through, breast implants, and of course, the most inconvenient and uncomfortable thing, having to tape the private area. So, there are definitely those times where you look at yourself and you think, oh my gosh, if only. But then you're reminded, you know what? I was put on this earth to do something and to show people that I can live a life that doesn't necessarily fit the standard and still be an amazing person. And I think transgender women have to remember that it's a gradual process. Just as women went through puberty, so do transgender women. So it's nothing to ever give up on. And it's just one of those things where you're going to have your moments, you're going to have your days. And the honest thing that I can tell you is just to keep going through, keep plowing through, never ever give up on that hope of who you want to be one day, because the from the point that you first acknowledge it is the point that you're already starting on your journey. So just be cognizant that everything comes in time. And these past few weeks have been amazing for me. I've stepped out, I've went out to bars. I probably went out to a few different bars, and it overall, the reception was it was great. I really had no negative feedback. There might have been some heads turning, but I always remind myself, just as I was a Mel before that wore makeup, I'm enhanced now. I stuck out like a sore thumb then, and I'm going to stick out like a sore thumb now. So, as far as the judgment is concerned, I don't worry about that. I think the best thing that you can tell yourself is that if you feel good and you look good in your own skin, and you know that you can step out that door as a transgender woman and be confident and look somebody in the eye and order from a menu, order a beer or a vodka tonic or something, and never flinch and never be unwavering, then you've already, even if it's just for 10 minutes, you've both met and exceeded your biggest fears. Because before I stepped out and before I got all dolled up to go out one night, I pulled into the parking lot with my aunt, who is one of my biggest supporters. I love her to death. And we pulled up to a bar, and I thought in the pit of my stomach, there is absolutely no way that I can follow through with this. There's absolutely no way I can go through with this. I can't do it. Too much pressure. And sure enough, I walked in, I was confident, I ordered a drink, and from there it's just gotten tremendously easy. And I'll tell you that there's that back and forth going on in my mind now. When do I have to be my old self, or when can I be my current self as Ari? And as far as I know, Ari will be making an appearance almost on a daily basis, because this is who I am. I'm learning to embrace it. I'm learning to build a wardrobe. I'm learning how to style hair. I'm learning how to do the finishing touches on makeup. It's all a process. And, when you finally start realizing who you are, what you want out of life, and where you want to go with it, everything starts falling into place. Everybody goes through stages at different points in their time, so never get discouraged. And, just be happy. Be happy with the life that you have. Be happy that you're taking breaths. Be happy that you have family and friends in your life, because I'll tell you, I've looked to my family and my friends the most through this whole transition as my rocks. I might have a sad day where I'm needing a little bit of encouragement, and I know that I can always call on one of them. So it's so important to make sure you're surrounding yourself with positive people, even if it's on a forum like this, because people genuinely care and want to see you succeed and want to see you happy as your true self. So I'm here to tell you that I will have your back 110%, and I'm always up accepting messages and comments and will always shout back. So just know that you're not alone through this whole process. And I'm just kind of trying to think of what else to bring you up to speed on. as I said, the past few weeks have been amazing. There's just been a lot of change in my life, but it's all been positive, good change. I took a boat trip, went on a mini week vacation to the lake, and I came back refreshed. And that's when I really started feeling like Ari myself. So, anyway, I just wanted to bring everyone up to speed, kind of give a brief update on the hormones. There's nothing extravagant going on besides having to have blood work, and just those minor changes. So stay tuned for another video. I'll definitely update you guys, and to all of you out there, stay beautiful, stay young, and love as if you've never loved before. Have a great day.